guys, so this is another shave and say, and I want to tell you guys something about people. Recently I was at a place where there was an individual that was very manipulative, and they attempted to destroy my self-esteem and to destroy the very person that I am by viciously hurling insults and degrading statements towards me. They used racially charged statements and phrases, and they wanted to destroy me, my mentality and everything, because they wanted to be powerful themselves, because they lack things. And in my opinion, they lack things that they see in me, and that's why they did what they did. It's great. On the other end of that, I was helping out at this other place where my hair was almost this length. Maybe a tiny bit shorter, but probably it was around this length. And just turning it up here. I said I was actually wanting to go to the barbershop. It was around the time that I uploaded the video on my channel about how I had scheduled an appointment and the barber wouldn't take me because I'm a female. And they made a comment to me. The people were saying it was a couple, a husband and wife, and they said that, oh, you look best with your hair like this. And I'm like, well, I don't want it like this, so I'm just going to cut it because I already told you that that's what I'm going to do. And over the course of about a month, spending time there helping them, I realized that the male there was quite domineering and quite manipulative in his own right. And for some people, when someone makes a statement to them about their appearance, like, you look better this way, or that suits you more, or blah, 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 people tend to brush off those statements because they think, oh, the person is just trying to pay you a compliment, and that may be the case. But in this instance, I do not think that was the case. And it got me thinking about people and about how they will approach you, okay? And then that brings me back to the incident that happened more recently where the individual dropped us off at a train station and some really bad shit happened. And yeah. So when people come to you, for example, they can say something as simple to you as, don't shave your head, like my head now, and then pay you a compliment, like, don't shave your head because, you look better without it. Or don't shave your head because when you don't shave your head, you look more feminine. Or don't shave your head because when you don't, you look more sexy or more beautiful or more attractive. Now, if you dissect that statement how I do in my head, as I've said multiple times, shaving my head is something that makes me feel very good. When I'm having a bad day or a shitty day, I always shave my head. When I'm feeling down, I shave my head. When I just want to be in a better mood, I shave my head. So shaving my head is very symbolic, it's very therapeutic, it's very cathartic for me. So for someone to tell me not to do it when they know that it's what I've been doing for years and it's something that makes me happy, or at the least that it's something that I really want to do. When someone tells me not to do it, then I have to question your motives behind saying that. And I was saying the other day that, and this is quite simple and quite sensible, but a manipulative person will not ever come at you with full frontal manipulation in the beginning. There's always a sort of swerving or winding road to the manipulation. They're not ever going to come straight on and straight at you with the manipulation. They're always going to go around or behind or over with it. And they plant little seeds. And I know this because this is how I grew up. This is how I was raised. Let me just shade this. And then people say to me, well, how would you ever be able to believe anything that anyone says if you don't believe anything that anyone says? And it's just that. I don't see anything wrong with questioning everything that someone says. If you question everything that someone says, then when someone tells you the truth, you'll be able to detect it. If you just always take everything that everyone says for face value and you run with it, then you'll easily believe a lie. I did that for years, and trust me, it's not a good thing. And I know that what I'm saying might sound repetitive and redundant, but I feel like it's worth saying and it's worth repeating 1,000,000 times over if that means that eventually you're going to heed it and you're going to listen to what is actually being said. People are manipulative. People are dangerously manipulative. And you want to know why people manipulate you? It's for very selfish reasons. They want what they want for themselves. You know, I'm a person that I live my life how I want. I do what I want. But I have a golden rule that my freedom should never infringe upon the freedom of another. That's how I live my life. That's how I'm able to go here and go there without guilt or without shame or any other negativity you might want to assign to it, because I'm able to follow a rule. That's it. And most people in today's time don't follow that rule. They feel like their freedom or their peace or their gluttony or their greed or their selfish needs and desires are priority above everyone else's. And if they have to step on you to get it, if they have to call you Nigger to attain that, if they have to attack you verbally and tell you that you're a bad mom and literally start foaming at the mouth because they're so hungry to degrade you, that's when you know you've got them. And all you need to do is sit back and relax. It's quite difficult to do. And trust me when I tell you that my mental health suffers for it right now in this very moment. You know, I sat there for half an hour listening to someone degrade me because I literally didn't have any way out. And even when the guy decided to drop us off at the train station, I didn't have my bags. All I had was my passport and my wallet and some knickknacks that I just so happen to carry in a small bag wherever I go because I don't trust people. So I usually have my passport on me, like all the time. And I'm definitely going to make another video. I know this video might seem kind of like erratic and very, nonsensical for some people. If you watch my other channel, you probably will understand what I'm talking about because I posted the video of what the guy had us doing. And I have reported him. I have alerted the police. I don't know if they went out there or not. I hope they did. Because after I ran away from home, there have been very few times when I've actually been afraid of someone, like few, very, very few, because I made a promise to myself. I won't speak it out loud right now. Maybe I've said it in the past, but in this moment I don't want to say it. But I made a promise to myself, so I it's very rare if I'm afraid in a situation of someone, blah, blah, blah. And in that moment, I was afraid because this guy was exhibiting all kind of psychotic behavior, violent behavior. He was very verbally abusive, like I almost wanted him to hit me. I did. I did, because then I was going to be able to defend myself. But another reason, because I wanted him to stop. He was like bullet after bullet of verbal abusive statement to me. Bullet after bullet after bullet after bullet after bullet after bullet. And though I know these things that he said are not true, still doesn't take away the fact that I heard them and I used my senses of hearing and I could hear what he was saying. I don't absorb it, but I heard it. It's the same as if, you have someone who's physically very strong and someone picks up a piece of wood and hits them. Well, it might not break their arm, but it probably will bruise it. You understand what I'm saying? They'll probably heal from the bruise, but that doesn't mean the bruise wasn't ever there. That doesn't mean that they didn't experience pain in those moments. That just means they're strong enough that it didn't break the skin, or they're strong enough that it didn't break their arm. That doesn't mean that it didn't bruise them. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean. It bruised. It didn't, break my whole spirit, but it left a bruise. And a lot of people say, well, don't give people power. Don't let people know that they've bruised you. But I don't see anything wrong with that, because I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses, and I know that admitting that in that moment I was afraid. I was afraid of what I was going to do, because I knew that if he crossed that line and actually put his hand on me, I already knew what I was going to do, and that caused me to be afraid because I know what I am capable of in those kind of situations. And I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person. And I'm going to keep talking about it until I feel that it's time for me not to talk about it. It's enough time spent on talking about it. But I do want to leave this final thing with you, that always question people. You don't have to go around telling people that they are untrustworthy or that they are manipulative or that they are, until you get to know them. You don't say, hi, my name is whatever, you are a manipulative person. That's not what I mean. What I mean is question actions, question behaviors, doubt people. Because when you doubt people, if it's proven that there's no reason for it, then there's no reason for it. But now you have the actual proof that you no longer have to doubt that person. And that's all I have to say. And I hope you guys learn something from this. I want to make some lighter videos. I know these kind of videos are heavy. They're heavy for me too. I mean, I think people think sometimes when I make these kind of videos, especially about people and my mental health, that like I enjoy being sad and depressed because they think that sadness and depression is the same thing, and it's not. I don't enjoy it, but I also don't lie to myself, and I live in the truth. So I want to make funny videos again, and I'm going to eventually. I have one actually that I'm going to try to make today, but I don't like doing a video if I'm not in the mood to do it, because then I feel like it shows a half-hearted effort, and I don't like that. So, that being said, I really do hope that this not so funny and not light-hearted video actually helps someone. And I hope that you can look beyond me actually being not myself or not as strong in that you might see, because this is actually strength. Me talking about it and me vocalizing my vulnerabilities is actually giving me strength, because I know what I need to work on for myself, and I know how other people try to get at me, because other people, they do the same things all the time. And I mean, that's an alert for me to become stronger in that area. I don't know how to do that yet, because that's the thing that always gives me difficulties, is blocking people out when they try to verbally abuse me, because physically they can't do anything. But verbally, when people say stuff, especially when I'm in a situation where I'm in a car and someone has possession of my belongings and they won't return them to me, I have to keep my mouth shut, and I have to allow them, I have to let them be verbally abusive to me. And I knew in that moment when I was being quiet and when I wasn't speaking that it was going to bother me later, like it's bothering me right now. I knew it. But I knew that in order to get through that moment, I had to be quiet. I didn't have a choice. And I don't ever want to be placed in that situation again, because given my past, if I'm placed in that situation again, I think something very negative will happen. And I don't want that. So I'm praying, and I'm trying to strengthen myself in these moments. And I'm praying for others too, who may find themselves in similar situations, that they get out and they find a way out. And for the people who find it necessary and pleasurable to practice sadistic tendencies by verbally abusing others, just know that that won't last forever, and you won't get away with it forever. And that's on God and on Mother Nature and on the universe. You can bet your very existence on those words. So I hope that, as I said, this helps someone, and may God and the universe be with you all. Peace and blessings. Bye, guys.